means of contact between distant human settlements are lone individuals, brave or desperate enough to travel on their own across dangerous wastelands. They are known as pilgrims. Somewhere on the map, one city is still standing. A city isolated from the outside world.
And today his name is the one that
A city with special rules. Now, it's the last bastion of humanity. A chance for us to learn from history. And for once, make the right choices. Because every choice you make here shapes the future. Irreversibly.
They would call him Ozymandias. More than 1,000 years later, the Greek writer Diodorus of Sicily would visit Egypt and write an account of visiting one monument to Ramses II.
At its entrance there is a pylon, constructed of variegated stone, 2 plethora in breadth and 45 cubits high. The inscription upon it runs, "King of kings am I, Ozymandias. If anyone would know how great I am and where I lie, let him surpass one of my works."
Ramesses would also build a new capital for his empire, and with his military ambitions lying in the north, he decided to place it in the northeast of the Nile Delta, and in characteristic fashion, he named it after himself, calling it Per Ramses, or the House of Ramesses. One Egyptian poem would celebrate the beauty of this new city.
The residence is pleasant in life. Its field is full of everything good. It is full of supplies and food every day. Its ponds with fish and its lakes with birds. Its meadows are verdant with grass. Its banks bear dates. Its melons are abundant on the sands. Its granaries are so full of barley and emmer wheat that they come near to the sky. Red wedge fish swim in the canal of the resident city, which live on lotus flowers.
This city of Per Ramses has long been associated with the city of Ramses, referred to in the Hebrew book of Exodus, the second book of the Hebrew Bible. Exodus describes a population of enslaved Hebrews forced to work on the construction of the city. The reality of the Exodus story has long been debated, and most historians now consider it to be a piece of ancient literature. There is no evidence for a large population of Hebrew slaves ever living in Egypt, or that the city of Per Ramses was built by slaves at all. More likely it was built using the Egyptians' usual combination of skilled artisans and seasonal peasant laborers. But with the proximity of the Nile Delta to the Levantine coast, it's certainly not impossible that some of these laborers were Hebrew people who had traveled across the Sinai to sell their labor in Egypt. If that were the case, then for one reason or another, they left no impression in the archaeological record, but perhaps printed an indelible mark on our collective imaginations. When Ramses finally died in 1213 BC, he was probably nearly 90 years old. His reign had been one of Egypt's golden ages, but his long rule had once again created that old king problem. All of his heirs were now also old men. By the time of his death, 12 of his oldest sons had already died, as now his 13th son took the throne at the age of about 70. He was the pharaoh Merneptah. But only a few years into this man's reign, Egypt was attacked by a devastating new enemy. These were the Libyan people to the west of the Nile Delta. The king of Libya, a man named Merire, had seemingly planned his attack for some time. All of a sudden, a large Libyan army flooded Egypt's northwestern border, and they were reinforced with groups of people from all over the Mediterranean, perhaps from Greece, Sardinia, Sicily, and elsewhere across the sea. These were a diverse group of peoples that had suddenly begun to appear in increasing numbers across the eastern Mediterranean. They would later become known as the Sea Peoples. The pharaoh Meneptah remembers this event on one carved stele.
The wretched fallen chief of Libya, Merire, son of Dead, has fallen upon the country of Tanu. It is Loma, Shem, Shemesh, Ekwesh, Lukka, Teresh, taking the best of everyone, and every man of war of his country. He has brought his wife and his children, leaders of the camp, and he has reached the western boundary in the fields of Career.
The pharaoh Meneptah defeated this invasion, and as a warning to any others who would try such a surprise attack, he had many of the invading soldiers impaled along the road into Memphis.
The princes are prostrate, saying, "Mercy! On what race head among the 9 bows? Desolation is put to heaven. Hatti is pacified, plundered is the Canaan with every evil. Her eyes become a widow. All clans together they are pacified."
But these lands would not stay pacified for long.
You could see that 20% outside one of our planets. Even in
After the death of the pharaoh Meneptah around 1204 BC, Egypt entered a period of civil strife, with the descendants of Ramses fighting over who would take the crown. Against this backdrop, the entire region also once again began to experience a series of record droughts. What caused this climate shift is uncertain. As we saw in our second episode on the Bronze Age collapse, the cause may have been volcanic, with a large eruption taking place in the Icelandic volcano of Hekla around this time. Others have proposed that an eruption in Sicily around 1300 BC may have been to blame, or that the supervolcano Thera in Santorini may have resumed some activity, some 500 years after its last enormous eruption. The cause may not have been volcanic at all, and could have been due to variations in the sun's activity, or weather systems in the Atlantic depriving the Mediterranean of moisture. The reality was much as it is today. The planet's climate system is fragile, interconnected and chaotic, and even relatively small changes in its equilibrium can have devastating effects. During this time, formerly green lands became dry and arid, and more plants suited to desert landscapes flourished. Analysis of sediment cores and oxygen isotopes in cave mineral deposits have all shown that the 13th and 12th centuries BC saw much less rain than the preceding centuries. Alongside this scientific evidence, we can see marks of severe drought in the region's written records too. Egypt's great rivals, the Hittites, in their stony mountains, were hit particularly hard by the drought. One Hittite text has come down to us that seems to capture the spirit of this age, and it is known as the myth of Telepinu. It comes from a poetic convention known as the Vanishing God myth, which describes how a certain deity is so offended by the misdeeds of humanity that he flies into a fit of sorrow and abandons his duties. Telepinu was a god of farming, fertility, and the weather. The beginning of the text has been lost, so we don't know what it was humanity did to provoke his rage, but the poem describes its deadly consequences.
Thereupon soot beset the windows, smoke beset the house, the ashes lay crammed on the hearth. Off stalked Telepinu. Grain and abundance he took away from field and meadow. Off to the copses stalked Telepinu, and in a copse he buried himself. Forthwith the seed ceased to yield produce. Oxen, sheep, and men ceased to breed, while even those that had conceived did not bear. Hillsides were bare, trees were bare, and put forth no new branches. Pastures were bare, springs ran dry. A famine arose in the land. Men and gods alike were about to perish of hunger.
While the Egyptians may have celebrated this weakening of their great rival, in Egypt the situation was hardly any better. One text, dated to around the year 1200 BC, is called the Lament to Amun, and it stands as a wail of sorrow in a darkening age.
Come to me, Father Amun. Protect me in this bitter year of confrontation. God shines in the sun, yet he will not shine. Winter crowds hard upon summer. Months happen backwards. Dishevelled hours lurch drunken by. Those cut down in high places cry out to you, Amun. These words came on the poisoned air, spoken by herdsmen in fields and marshes, by those who beat clothes on the banks of the river, by district police deserting their precincts, by horned beasts on our burning deserts.
From this period of unrest and the chaos in Egypt's royal court, which lasted for about a century, a military strongman named Sennacherib would eventually rise to power. He would rule for only 3 years, before dying and passing the throne on to his young son. This boy was the empire's last hope to turn around its floundering fortunes. And if such a hope was to be sustained, there was only one name he could possibly rule under. His parents would name him after his great predecessor, who had ruled nearly a century before and fought at the Battle of Kadesh. And so this boy would rule as Ramesses III. This new boy king Ramesses was a determined and tenacious ruler, and it's clear that he openly admired and sought to emulate the legendary pharaoh of old. He even went so far as to name all his own sons after the sons of Ramesses II, and also gave them all the same positions in his court. It was clear he wanted to do everything he could to recreate the glory days that had slipped out of Egypt's grasp, as he writes in one of his inscriptions.
Rejoice ye, O Egypt, to the height of heaven, for I am ruler of the south and north upon the throne of Adon. The gods have appointed me to be king over Egypt, to be victor, to expel them for her from the countries. They decreed to me the kingdom while I was a child, and my reign is full of plenty.
Under other circumstances, Ramses might have been one of Egypt's great rulers, but the entire region was soon to be convulsed in a series of bitter wars. One of the great drivers of these conflicts was the loose collection of peoples that had first appeared in the reign of the pharaoh.
You wish to start the game playing the prologue. Skipping the prologue will lead to a recap of this story. Yeah, let's skip it.
You want to know what's worse than stealing over $250 million from non-profit terror organizations?
My name is Aiden Caldwell, and I'm a pilgrim wandering through a zombie-infested world. I'm looking for my long-lost sister, Mia.
From families who lost a loved one overseas. I can't believe I have to say this. Who would do such a thing?
Dr.
Take
Waltz,
advantage of
his
the
fucking men,
lost the
their
military member
experiments. We
overseas.
tried to escape.
Just crafty one.
That's the last time I saw her. My friend Spike told me that his informant, Dylan, knows she's still alive. She's in Villador, probably the only city left standing. Getting there wasn't easy.
So he
I
can
got bitten.
benefit himself. Big all
I
that
thought I was
extra
dead.
money.
Dylan
And he
saved me.
lost $3.4
He
million.
gave me something, a powerful key for the main GRE facilities, and told me to head for the fisheye. The wand's there. She's the key to finding Mia. Before he could tell me more, his pursuer got him. It was Waltz, a villain from my past.
In the vent! Get him!
My only option was to run. I thought I was finally safe. But the people in Villador, they're not a friendly bunch. Is this my end, Mia?
Leave him the fuck alone!
Seems like I'll live to fight another day. Even if I'm not sure how long I'll stay human. I'm coming for you, Mia.
Regions of the
But
universe.
first, the wand.
Is a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe. A mighty robot, loved by good, feared by evil. As Voltron's legend grew, peace settled across the galaxy. On planet Earth, a galaxy alliance was formed. Together with the good planets of the solar system, they maintained peace throughout the universe. Until a new horrible menace swept the galaxy. Voltron was needed once more. This is the story of the super force of space explorers.
He's moving. Hakon? Kill him, Hakon. Kill him before I do it for you.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax. Breathe. Seems he hasn't turned.
Seems? Hakon?
You've got blink. You're on the.
God.
We do us. But you come. Relax. Sounds.
Get.
Where? You go first.
Not bad. Where's the fisheye?
The canteen is there, in the center, past the chemical dumps.
I need to get there.
Too bad. Only way to go is through the tunnel. They protect it like a portal to the fucking Valhalla. Near impossible to get through.
Well, can you help me? You seem to be familiar with the city.
I've lived in this city since before the world got fucked up. I could help you, but... you need a biomarker. You won't get far without it. Where are you from? Pretty far, I guess.
About 2,000 kilometers.
Oh, shit. How the heck did you not get infected?
That's easy. Didn't let him bite me.
Here it's different. Here we're all infected. Heard of Haran? They isolated Villador too. They built walls. They locked us in. Turned out to be the thing that saved us.
And how do you get a biomarker?
You can't get them. Unless you know the right people. And I do. Let's go. By the way, I'm Hakon.
I'm Aiden.
Nice to meet you, Aiden. Welcome to paradise. Over here.
Oh, you do know the moves.
I was in the military.
Special unit?
For 7 years. I even liked it, except when I didn't. For insubordination. Got blacklisted and they zeroed my bank account.
Ouch! How the mighty have fallen.
Come on! You're too weak. Without an inhibitor, you won't last.
Didn't I smash everything in sight last time you gave it to me?
That was just the first time. But then it gets better. If you survive, of course.
You're telling me I could have died?
If I hadn't given it to you, you would have died anyway.
So, why are you helping me?
I know people are generally scared of you guys. But one pilgrim saved my life.
I was a pilgrim. Now I'm infected. It'll be much harder to travel.
Then welcome to your new beginning, my friend. Check out this place. They're like treasure chests. Usually got good stuff in them. Check it out. I'll wait. People hide a lot of things in places like this. In case someone can't make it back to a shelter before dark.
What's that?
Crystals. Someone must have stashed them here. They formed after the chemicals were dumped on us. Some believe they delay infection. Folk superstition.
So you don't collect them?
Sure I do. Superstitious people pay a fortune for them. And I am always happy to take someone's cash. There's one specific chest I'm after. Come on, let me show you. Come on, come on. Stop.
So, you have an army here?
The peacekeepers. They treat people like that too. Watch out for them. They guard the tunnel you want to go through.
Tell me more about them.
They consider themselves righteous protectors. They are good at killing infected, so you got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, pretty efficient killers.
Yeah, but their righteousness comes with a price. Always remember this. You either play by their rules, or you're fucked. Their protection of the bazaar is more like an occupation.
On the trail, I met a lot of tough guys who talked about the new order. It always seemed like the same old shit to me.
Yeah, it's like that here too. And the PKs are getting worse.
I'll proceed with caution.
Good. Though it might not help. The PK are a pain. Seriously riling up the bazaar folks. The bazaar is a box of dynamite one spark away from blowing up.
Hey, are we going? You wanted to show me something?
Sure. Follow me. Almost there. I hope there are no surprises. It's getting dark. They are about to wake up. Quickly, open the chest. In return, we'll get your biomarker. Fuck. Thieves.
Wait.
No, leave it. Mess up that lock and everything's fucked anyway.
Enough for a biomarker?
Where'd you get that? I've been all over this city more than most, but even I haven't seen working GRE equipment for years.
I can't say much, but a former GRE scientist, Dylan, gave it to me. A guy named Waltz killed him. And before he died, Dylan gave me the key to keep it from Waltz. It contains important information, apparently. I hope to find out more at the Fisheye.
We'll have to see, won't we? Fuck me. We took too long. Plan B. Run like hell.
Okay.
We need to find the UV lamp. The bazaar. We can make it. Follow me, quick. They're close. Go on. Over there, toward the light. Can you hear that? Almost there. A bit further. Open up! Hello! Stand in the light.
Hakon,
Come on! Open up now!
oh, shit, there's a lot of them.
Biomarkers.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a bastard already!
Biomarkers.
Come on, help me!
I said biomarkers.
Here,
And his?
he's with me.
I have to see his biomarker.
Let us just inside the door at
I
least.
need to see his biomarker.
How about some electronics, huh? Fucker! Open up! Oh. You piece of... We need to get to Killian. There's no time. Run, Ethan! Quick! They almost got us. Don't look back! Run! Faster! There's more and more of the maiden. Be safe there.